Hey, it's Wisdom Wednesday. You already know you vibing with Shay on Post 101.3 and Natural Beauty in the flesh, y'all. Y'all already know when the show starts. You know, Natural Beauty gonna be in the flesh just about 3 or 4 minutes later. Natural Beauty is pulling up in the flesh, man. You know, already. Hope y'all having a great week. You know, it's the mid-week pick you up, you know, so I hope y'all been having a great week so far. You know, this past weekend was great for me. I hope it was great for everyone else. You know, we celebrated Father's Day. I celebrated my mother's 70th birthday. We had a little casino style surprise party for her. We did that thing. We did that. She was real surprised. It was a good time. Then we celebrated, you know, Pops. Everything was all good, man. So peace and blessings to everyone who was out there and was able to celebrate your father on this great Father's Day. There go Natural Beauty in the flesh.
Hello.
Oh, she has arrived.
Okay, sister, I'm gonna call you baby.
She have arrived, y'all. Y'all want to talk about some recent news? Y'all heard about the recent viral video from the lady in Denver International Airport? It was posted like back on May 13th. It hasn't been a lot of talk about it. But, you know, as events are steady playing out, some things, you know, may seem to be adding up or not. But there was a recent viral video of a lady in the Denver International Airport that shows her reading a prepared statement, which she claims her and her children were kidnapped and she was forced to deliver a warning to the United States. And she said that she didn't comply, that her and her children would be harmed. She read about how this is an act of war against America and it's going to be worse than the 9/11 attack. She says that China, Middle East, and Europe and Japan are all at one hand against America. She also stated that the helicopter crash was not an accident. They know who did it. And like, instead, you know, of course, the security guards were interrupting her, trying to stop her, make her leave or whatever, but no one was listening. And she kept telling them that they kept telling her, you know, that she wasn't able to board the plane and she's now trespassing at this point. But she said she's been reporting this. She's reported it to the Washington FBI and the police station, but no one is taking her serious. Then fast forward, now we have the war between Iran and Israel, which there are a lot of questions arising if this will eventually involve the U.S. And I've always felt from the beginning when the Palestine stuff was going down, that was like 2 years ago. And when it was going down, I was and still am appalled that this is even happening, appalled that I am even witnessing this in my lifetime. People are getting blown to pieces and blown apart. And then to hear that the U.S. have a role in it and supplying the bombs and all of that. So way back when I first heard about it, it wasn't looking good for me in my brain anyways. Like, yeah, karma is gonna come and collect that debt. Like, I don't know, just morally, this is just not right. I don't understand how people can just watch all of this go on in other countries and then just assume, oh yeah, never here, that will never happen to us. In my brain, I'm like, man, we better get prepared because what is going on? I don't like getting involved in things like that. That's going to bring some harm. But yeah, so, you know, it's kind of the same thing that was happening with 9/11. People saying they were getting, you know, warnings and nothing was done seriously about it. But the people are, the tweets, the Iranian tweets, guys, on Twitter, or AKA X, I never call it X, but I don't believe that's really the Iranian account. I don't know about you guys, but that just seemed like a spoof account to me. First of all, it's in English. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if I'm ignorant, but first of all, how you tweeting in just English, you can definitely change you can change that on your phone or whatnot. But I have Spanish followers on Instagram and stuff, and when they type, it's definitely in Spanish, and I have to type that, C translation. Other countries have to type C translation. So I just don't know. But here are some of the tweets, y'all. Here are some of the tweets. It says, remember, we didn't initiate this. Blood for blood. This will not be a mere demonstration of will or technological capability. This time, our response will be lethal. When the last sword strikes, we'll see who remains. Everyone will feel it. And that's the main one that everyone's been cutting up on TikTok about that. Everyone will feel it. Everyone's trying to plead their case. Excuse me, not us over here. We don't have anything to do with that. Everyone is going off on that one. Everyone will feel it. But this is the one I felt. If you were silent during 2 years of Palestine massacre and last night's attack on Iran, do not call for restraint now, it says. Stay quiet. Okay, all of this was written clearly right on in English, so all of us can understand. Maybe they translated it on purpose so we can understand. I don't know, but I just kind of think it's a spoof account. But the real is happening, what they are clearly doing, bombing Israel. So if anything do come this way, I just say stay prepared, be prepared, and be
what
covered.
We gonna do though?
And be
what we gonna do?
Right, what we gonna do? Honestly, all this, isn't the world the fire this time? Fire this time. For real, ain't the world supposed to be ending the fire this time?
I guess.
I ain't even lying. That's for real. So my brain just be like, okay, y'all got the world got to end. It got to happen. So I mean, do y'all think it's happening? Do y'all think we in the midst of it right now? Do y'all think it's playing out? Because my mind just kind of be like, in Jesus' name, cover me and take me to where I'm supposed to be before the bombs come this way, if they do or whatnot, or whatever the case is, baby. All I know is I am trying to stay prayed up and protected before anything happens over this way. But on to the next man, the man that jumped off the bridge in Atlanta on Father's Day. You heard about that, right?
Yeah, I did. That was crazy. I was watching it. I was following it. And then when he was just standing there, I was just like, okay, he's not going to jump. He's not going to jump. I'm going to buy my business. And then my daughter came back. She was like, Mom, he jumped. They showed the video. He jumped. I said, he jumped? And she said, yeah. I said, but I saw the little floaty things down there. Did he survive? And she said, no, he turned around and jumped the opposite way.
Yeah, he jumped away from the floaties. So you saw it happening like kind of in real time.
Yeah.
People was, okay.
Yeah, for sure. It was on Twitter. I'm sorry, X. It was on that.
I'm not even on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not either. I didn't see the actual video from my page. My daughter came and showed me. She was just like, no, Mama, look. I want to show you he actually jumped. I said, because when I was watching it on my just news feed, it was coming up. I just saw them talking to him, and then people was like, bro, you holding up traffic, it's far out there, I'm trying to get to these ribs, all that. People just making funny little memes about it. And then it was like, I did see one meme, and they were just like, man, you done held up traffic and you got up there now, don't be scared to jump, go on jump.
That's a shame. People shouldn't play about that. Mental health is real, and if that was one of their family members up there, I feel like all jokes would have been to the side. You wouldn't be making jokes like that. But mental health is real, and I swear the movie Straw came out right on time, baby, because I swear everybody
I watched it. I watched it. I most definitely watched it. For my little 2 cents, because last week I was so lost. I had no idea what was going on last week, but I most definitely watched it, and I did not cry. My daughter cried, my mother-in-law cried, but I did not cry because I was just like, I just feel I walked in those shoes before, and I just feel like I'm happy that the world now can see a single mom from a different aspect, other than bashing the baby daddy. You know what I mean? Because the whole single mom stigma is, strong black woman, we hate our baby daddy, if our baby daddies, from that standpoint. Now, one time she mentioned him one time, and she didn't have anything bad to say about him. Only thing she said was, I don't have no help. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad that Tyler did, presented to the world from that aspect of it versus the whole I hate my baby daddy aspect of it. Like, I'm gonna figure this out, I'm gonna do this on my own, with or without help.
Yeah, but it was definitely more than that. It was like a lot of things in one. That was probably definitely one of the main aspects. It was like a multitude of things that would lead to a breakdown is what the movie was all about. And then she had mental psychosis. Mm-hmm. She was thinking she had a child that wasn't even there anymore, so she definitely had mental ill issues. But yeah, it was about definitely not having help and having the society tearing you down. Mm-hmm. And all of that.
Nobody had
and it all
for her.
Led to the last straw being broken. But it seems like, baby, the last straw is being broken in a lot of people in America, because I don't know what would possess that man to get on that bridge and jump like that. I guess obviously it was the last straw. He couldn't take it. I don't know what was going on, but y'all, run to the Lord. Run to the Lord. Run to your quiet space. When you feel like you can't take it no more, go within. Run inside of yourself. Don't run away. Don't run on a bridge. Don't run it. Because guess what, baby? Reincarnation is real. And you're going to jump your tail right on up that bridge and die. And you're going to be right on back in the other body. And you're going to be a little baby. And you're going to be reliving life all over again, straight from the beginning. Okay? So you can't run away from it. You just got to run through it. You got to live through it. You got to go through it or whatever. You got to serve your debt, serve your karma, whatever that's got to do. Because as soon as you don't do it, you're going to come right on back around and try it again or get passed down to your ancestors, however all that stuff works. But basically what I'm saying, you can't run from it. So y'all, run to the Lord and run within. Like, you're going to find the answers within. You're going to only help yourself when you go within and try to, get them answers to come out. Especially, man, moving on to the people on Facebook. The couple.
Oh, God.
Did you hear all about it? It's like worldwide news at this point.
It is worldwide news, but I
went to Walgreens, baby. They was in Walgreens just chatting about it. The employees.
I am a little confused because all of the clips I seen, I never seen the actual killing. So it is a video. No. It is a video of the actual killing.
No, they didn't show the killing, but the last video, we do have a clip of that. The last video when they were talking.
No, I saw.
And then he smacked the phone out of her face. So I think that was the last video. And then after that,
I didn't see that video. I didn't see what he
I have the clip. All right, let's play the clip to the last video. This is what really set it off.
I did see that.
And that little scuffle right there when he knocked that phone out of her hand. And baby, all jokes was aside. Now, I got a lot to say about this. Okay, so the people, it was 36-year-old Shamarcus Carr and his 27-year-old wife, Zaria Carr. And they were seen arguing and cheating during a Facebook Live. They were arguing about cheating and whatever in their relationship on a Facebook Live. Hours later, Zaria was found dead. That was the last video of Facebook Live. But now, it was a lot of videos. I didn't go through all of them. They were all kind of clipped up. Yeah. But basically, from what I saw, first of all, immaturity. Why y'all even on Facebook Live arguing to the world? Y'all arguing with each other. Why y'all on Facebook Live explaining anything? Why you on Facebook talking about anything dealing with your relationship? Who cares?
You need an audience.
Why is Facebook in it? Facebook don't have nothing to do with it. Even though none of their opinions matter. Irrelevant. None of that even matters. So, first of all, immaturity, toxic. They don't take each other serious. Apparently, they do this all the time. The family say they fight like this stuff all the time. They've been trying to get them to leave each other all the time. This toxic behavior is obviously not healthy, and it's going to lead to where it led to now. Now, the most important, baby, they put roots on each other.
I didn't know that was true, and I did read that.
He said it himself. On the video, I saw that video.
I didn't see that clip.
He had a clip. He said, and that's why your family put roots on me and stuff. Your family put roots on me. That's why he said, before I got with you, I was getting money, blah, blah, blah. When I got with you, I wasn't getting no money, blah, blah, blah. His family, apparently her family put roots on him to not get money. And she was like, so what? You put a love root on me. You put a love root on me. He talked about when he went to the card reader, and the card reader let him know that family put a root on him, and he tried to reverse the root and all that. And she was mad, talking about why you doing that and all. So basically, they were both respectfully crazy. I'm sorry, respectfully crazy. It is what it is. They were both crazy, and the roots probably had a lot to do with it. If you put a love spell on someone, well, go figure why you can't leave. You know what I'm saying? That root stuff is nothing to play with. You put a root on someone for not making money and all that stuff, like, well, go figure why he broke, and you staying with someone that you can't leave, and you dogging him out because he broke and all this and that. Like, it was so many toxic problems, and that root stuff is just nothing to play with. Like, when you putting roots on this stuff, like, baby, when you make that little pact with that little devil, that little spirit, he coming to collect. Whether that person make it go through or not, like, he come to collect. So basically, if he can't collect it from the person he's supposed to collect it to, from whatever you put on them, baby, he coming to get it from you. At the end, baby, it's collection is coming from somebody. And if it ain't from who it can go down with, baby, it's gonna get back on you. That's like people, you hear the little saying, baby, you put a root on somebody and you dig a grave for them, you may as well dig a grave for yourself too. Because it's liable to come back around. That's why I do not play with that period. I mean, I wouldn't play with that period anyways, baby. Yeah. I'm a healer. You know, if I do anything, I'm trying to put some healing spells on you. I'm trying to touch you, you know, put some healing powers or something. But yeah, you cannot be playing with that.
That's all that is crazy. All this root stuff and, you know, making somebody want to be with you or forcing somebody to be with you, whether it's love or not. I just think that's crazy.
It's crazy and it's toxic. And
then to say, I did see the clip where he was like, yeah, I beat your butt for 3 hours before.
Yeah.
And I was like,
a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I was like, and you still there? Sir, you would not be alive.
Right.
What do you mean you beat me for 3 hours? You know what? Actually, you are alive when you get done beating me. But please don't go to sleep.
It's a lot.
Please don't go to sleep around me. Please don't ever go to sleep around me after you beat me for 3 hours. Because I ain't leaving when you beat me for 3 hours. I'm going to stay.
Right.
I'm going to stay. Because I got to get my get back. But don't go to sleep. And you ain't going to be able to tell nobody you beat me for 3 hours.
Nah, I got to stab you in the midst of it. Self-defense, baby. I can't wait till you
No, I ain't going to stab you in the midst of it. Because at the end of the day, depending on how big you
I got to stab you right in the midst of it. Self-defense, self-defense.
Depending on how big you is. We don't want to try to stab you and you mess around and stab me. And then I'm over here stab. I need to catch you slipping. Because you might be a little bigger than me.
That ain't never a good situation. Baby, we all finna be stabbed up.
Yeah, but yeah, you're not gonna be able to tell nobody you beat me for 3 hours, and I'm still standing there arguing with you on Facebook.
Right. What? We gonna talk more about it. We're gonna talk more about it when we come back from this break. We're gonna listen to some smooth grooves, as I say, from DJ Sensei, Post 101.3.
Lego. Yo,
hey,
we back. That was
may as well do it.
Since they be having us turned up in here, y'all. He be having us on one.
Shay was over
baby. Here. Shay was over here in a whole dance battle by herself.
Every time, baby, natural high. Okay, when I'm out and get that one drink in me, it really be on then, baby. It be on and popping.
Talk about a good time.
Ain't no stopping.
Always a good time. Why go somewhere where you can't have a good time?
Exactly, because baby, I have a good time anywhere. And the empty places be the best time, because you really can cut up in there.
Right.
Ain't no judgment, ain't nobody watching you. Be eating the fucking chicken out on the floor.
Everybody watching you when it's empty, because ain't no, what else to do?
Well, when it's empty, you know, it ain't.
No, everybody.
We be in a corner, like me and the girls be in a corner, just cutting up, baby. You know, it be the other 3 people that be in their own corner and stuff. You know, it be all good. It be all good. My goodness, guys, we're talking about that mental health and them toxic relationships. You know, I guess that clearly involves mental health. I just feel like mental, emotional maturity. The couple on Facebook, would you describe that as mental health issues or just simply like toxic? Like,
I would say more of probably a little bit of both, but because you got to think like mental health. I wouldn't say that was mental, because I feel like putting roots on somebody is not. They don't have anything.
Yeah, like I feel like mental health is just someone who,
who's struggling with a situation that they trying to figure out how to change but don't. But I don't feel like this couple was trying to change. Yeah, they weren't trying to leave each other, because like I said, the thing that stuck out to me the most, I beat you for 3 hours.
Right, and I feel like the mental health is more about
what you beat me for how many hours?
Yeah,
and you still alive?
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. 3 hours?
3 hours.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I don't think that's mental. I think that's toxic. I think that's, probably some kind of self-control, or either it could be, because, the whole new stigma now is stay in your relationship, whether it's toxic, bad, good, or whatever, because the dating pool is shattered. There's nothing out there but lemon pepper wings and hookahs. So everybody is trying
Baby, I'll be by myself with a rose and some lemon pepper wings and hookahs, if that's the case.
But so everybody's trying to hold on to the little bit that they got, and they're very unhappy in that situation. Or remember how we talked about last week when we was talking about how people be uncomfortable, and in turn they make you uncomfortable because they don't want to change. Remember we was talking about that. So relationship is always about change and altering and fixing and doing it anyway. But some people are always stuck in their ways, and they just don't want to change, or they don't feel like, hey, well, I got to keep changing and you not changing. When in turn, when you change, I'm changing, and vice versa. When I change, you change.
Right. So somebody has to lead the way.
Right. And so I feel like in that process, in that situation with them, I just think that it was it was so bad it almost became their norm. I don't think that was.
Yeah, it was their norm. The family said it was their norm. And even when his brother was crying on live, he was like, I thought it was just another one of those times. Another one of those times. And that's a toxic, negative cycle that I'm talking about. That you do this so often that it's normalized for y'all. You do this so often that it's normalized. You fuss and fight physically and literally every time that this is normalized. That's not normal.
That's not normal.
And when you recognize that toxic cycle, that, oh, this keeps happening over and over, you have to do something about it. And like you said, this is past mental health, because I feel like mental health has something to do with the altering of the mind from reality and what's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, mental people can't get a grip on themselves. And, you know, so this is more than just getting a grip. Like, y'all were toxic to each other. And on top of that, the roots, because people aren't talking about the roots enough. The roots will make you, if he have a love spell on someone, it's going to be hard to leave. That's the whole point of the love spell. The whole point of the love spell is to keep you bound to that person. If her family put a root on him to not make no money and bad juju, whatever, it's not gonna happen. Like, or it's gonna be a struggle your whole time. Like, you're gonna be struggling because you keep having these obstacles of this bad juju on you, whatever. And then with them even being together, I know the family said on both sides they've been trying to tear them apart. But what is the point of the roots and hoodoo on each other?
Right.
Your family putting a root on him to not make no money, but he putting a love spell on you, so you can't leave. Now you stuck with a brokey. And now y'all fussing and fighting with each other. Like, all this is ridiculous.
Like, and that's dumb. I just think people play with people too much. You know,
yes.
Like, first of all,
did you see the videos? Speaking of playing. Because I felt like the whole time nothing was being taken serious.
No,
the arguing, she was playing like he was more. The egging on, you cannot keep antagonizing someone and think there's nothing going to happen.
Correct.
And then for your point of view, you cannot keep getting. Look, I can't even get the word out right now. He can't keep telling you that he about to kill you, baby, and you don't leave. He kept saying that. He pulled a knife out on the first time. The last video, yeah, like,
I did see that.
You can't keep getting threatened. I couldn't even find the word. Threatened is a word I was trying to find. You can't keep getting threatened and not take anything serious. And the fact that this happened all the time is the reason that you got beat for 3 hours. And not even to be mean, it's just like, y'all, when are we going to grow up? Basically, it all boils down to being emotionally intelligent, emotionally mature. When you gonna grow up and just be like, enough is enough, I'm not doing this. When you know better, you do better. Like, go grow up now.
And
like,
if you don't grow up, if you don't grow up, I feel like you need to find somebody different. And if not finding somebody, you need to be alone. Like, people are scared to do this thing called life alone. Is it hard? Probably, absolutely.
Yeah.
But is it worth your peace? Is it worth your mental? Is it worth you getting killed and not all your kids are left behind with no mom? Right. Ain't no dad.
And that's what she mentioned in the video. I ain't willing to die about it now.
Yeah, that's
and little did she know, like, it still got taken there. And that's what I'm saying. She didn't want to get it taken there. I ain't willing to die about it,
but you still was talking though. My whole thing is that was your cue when he went on Facebook Live. First of all, it should never got that far. But when he went on Facebook Live and he was doing all that and he pulled that knife out, you know, that was my cue to leave. I'm straight. I'm not even finna try to keep antagonizing you to see how far you gonna go. I'm not gonna keep pushing your button to see how far you gonna go. Because at the end of the day, my kids need me.
Exactly. Like, I've been in that situation.
Like, you know, you just gotta. Yeah, you might look weak from walking away, or he might think he got one up on you. Let him think what he want to think. What you say, think what you want to think.
If you control the situation, you control the atmosphere.
Correct.
That happened to me before. It was in high school. Yeah, I went to high school. I had a little crash out on me. Crash out, man. We had crash out on me, y'all. Pulled a gun out, stopped in the middle of a neighborhood. Like, we was arguing, I believe. I don't remember what was going on, honestly. But all I remember is, boom, slammed on brakes in the middle of a neighborhood, right? He jumped out the car, went up under the seat, got the gun out. Started talking junk. Get out the car. Get out the car, blah, blah, blah. Guess what Shay did? Guess what Corey did? I set my tail right there in that passenger seat. Just as quiet. I sat back. I said, oh, Lord, hit it snap. Baby, I sat right there just as quiet as I could, just as calm as I could. I was looking at him. He was looking at me, jumping up and down with that gun, telling me to get out of the car. And I felt like I controlled this situation because I stayed quiet. I stayed calm. And I ain't say no words to try to calm him down, baby, because I was like, baby, I don't know what anything might.
What trigger? What might be the
exactly? What might be the trigger? I sat there with them puppy dog eyes, looking quiet and sad. Please don't do it. And baby, when we got back in that car and took me home, that was the end of that. That was the end of that. I wasn't going back to that, baby. That was the end of that. You got to pull a gun on me, but once, baby, and I'm out of there.
Yeah, I just think people don't see the signs. People don't see the patterns and the signs that your life is in danger. And if you don't, correct. I agree with you, Corey. She said my life is more important than my ego. Absolutely, I agree with that because at the end of the day, you going back and forth. If I'm screaming and yelling at you, and you screaming and yelling at me, we're not getting anything accomplished right now anyway. No. So somebody might well shut the hell up and just look at the other person dumb, the one that's screaming and hollering, because you ain't hearing me. You're not even getting my point. You're not even understanding what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to get over to you. So might as well just shut the hell up and be quiet. I used to do it all the time. Like, just, you want to fuss? Okay, great. First of all, my whole thing is I don't know how to fuss without going where he went in the conversation. You see how he was fussing, then he snapped. Like, I don't know how to have a argument and not snap. So therefore,
so both of y'all gonna be snapping, right?
So therefore, I just shut the hell up. I might say one or two things, but then I'm done. Because when I keep arguing, and I'm only keep arguing because I'm just trying to get you to hear my point. So, and if you're not hearing it because you yelling and screaming and arguing, and then I'm yelling and screaming and arguing, so nobody hear each other. Now I'm frustrated that you don't hear me, and now I'm frustrated that you're not understanding that. Basically, what I'm saying is not even that serious. What we're talking about is not even that serious. I'm just trying to get my point. So now I'm pissed off. Now I want to really snap. Yes, now I really want to go upside your head. Yes, now I want to run you over with a car. But if all you had to do was, okay, your turn to talk. Like in counseling, they told me, if you got to pull out, a book, a card, a piece of paper, whoever holding that object is their turn to talk. And you can't say nothing until they get done talking. Then they're gonna pass you the paper. If you got something to rebuttal against them, you write a note down so you can go back to it.
Right, that'd be my problem. Hold on, I gotta interrupt you right now. Hold on, let me put my one first.
No, you can't do that.
I can't remember. I ain't gonna remember nothing you said when you keep on talking. Hold on, look, my ADHD. I don't remember nothing you said. Hold on, I gotta interrupt right now. But yeah, for real, honestly, I mean, that is the best way to listen to someone, so you can listen to understand and not just listen to respond and prove your side. But you ever been quiet and that got you in more arguing because it's like you're ignoring me now? Yeah. And now I'm feeling really disrespected. Yeah. And I'm really about to
I was called disrespectful because I wouldn't argue back.
Yeah.
Yep. My sister said, yes, that's correct, because talking back hurts their manhood. I experienced that and I stayed so humble until it was sickening, but I'm still here. Absolutely. Like, and I feel like men have to understand, or I didn't say have to because you do what you want to do, but should understand when it comes to partnership that sometimes you're not right. Sometimes I'm not right. But at the end of the day, we come together and come up with a plan so that whatever I'm asking for and whatever you asking for can still be done.
Right.
So, it don't matter technically the right or who's right, who's wrong, who did the wrong thing or who said the wrong thing. It's really about the compromise and getting to the conclusion of what we was even arguing about in the first place. So to use your ego or say, hey, my ego so messed up or my ego so hurt because I said something to you or I had a rebuttal, because I'm not a puppet. So you're not going to just be able to tell me, go sit, stand, walk, shit. You're not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to say, hey, well, I don't think that's a great idea. How about we do it this way? Or it's going to be, okay, I told you that wasn't going to work. How about we do it that way? So instead of understanding or hearing my point and saying, okay, I hear what you said, but this is what I feel like we should do. How can we compromise and make both of our plans work and still get whatever it is we need done?
Exactly.
But men can't operate outside of their ego, so therefore it's called disrespectful. And it's not disrespectful.
Yeah, it's the balance. It's the balance of, trying to get that understanding during, and I don't even want to say arguments, but that's kind of it's the balance of trying to get that understanding during the disagreements.
Right. Even discussions. It can be just a simple discussion. It could be a simple, hey, you took the trash out. I might take it out how you want me to take it out, but I took it out. I took the trash out in the kitchen, but not in the living room. So then you take the trash out, sir. Like, what are you talking about? Taking the trash out is getting all of the trash. So yeah, it's just, I just think your ego shouldn't be there when it comes to your partner. Your ego, because again, that's your partner. That's not your enemy.
Yeah.
That's your partner. And I feel like if couples operate in that sense of, hey, everything we do in this instance is out of love. Everything we do is for us together. Like, if I give my opinion, I'm giving my opinion to better our family. If I'm, telling you, hey, maybe not this time, but maybe next time, my mindset is I'm doing it out of the betterment of my family, meaning you, me, the kids, grandma, whoever else is going to benefit from whatever it is that you trying to do.
Right.
But me and ego in turns, oh, she calling the shots. She, she's operating her masculinity. She did it. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to help the family. Like, I'm just trying to be a team player. Like,
right. And we're supposed to be the balance, the masculine and feminine, we're supposed to be the balance. And then we've, acquired both. The men and women acquire both masculine and feminine energy. So it's finding the balance within yourself and finding the balance within each other in a relationship. But with this couple,
I got 2 comments. You get more bees with honey than you do vinegar. Being hard and more masculine than the man never ends well.
Yeah.
And then the other one says, you have to understand your partner, and sometimes it's the delivery.
Yeah, it's always the delivery. It's always the delivery. And yeah, women, we're definitely going to benefit more from operating out of our feminine energy, being soft and, work that. It's called working our magic.
Right.
We're going to utilize what we can. But also, it still go both ways, because when we need to pipe up, and put our foot down, baby, the man finna come out because baby don't play in my face. But, especially with this couple from Facebook, couple with those toxic behavior in relationships requires a proactive and thoughtful approach to prevent escalation and preserve your well-being. So definitely it's things you have to do to prevent those escalations. And it's things you need to be mentally aware of to protect your peace and your well-being. So recognizing the signs. I think you mentioned that earlier, like recognizing signs, So be aware of behaviors that indicate toxicity, such as manipulation, constant criticism, lack of respect, or emotional withdrawal. So if you're dealing with a narcissist and stuff, go ahead and recognize that, because you might have to go ahead and set some boundaries down and, set some boundaries. That's the next thing. Clearly define what behaviors are unacceptable to you and communicate these boundaries so you can work through that. I wonder what we're going to do you going back and forth. But yeah, you need to work on them boundaries, So recognize that when you working with a narcissist, or you see somebody that's, doing something that's out of your character, out of your league, recognize that, put those boundaries down and let that be known. There's a lot more things that we're going to talk about when we come back. We're going to listen to some grooves from DJ Sensei, but we're going to talk about some more ways to recognize these behaviors in relationships and how to put a hold on that and get a grip on that so y'all won't crash out like these folks on Facebook, because we ain't trying to lose no more lives, all right? So after this break from DJ Sensei, he going to turn us up, man. We're going to come back and put y'all up on some more game, all right? On those behaviors, then it is time to exit stage left, because at this point, you about to start trying to train somebody, or baby, he about to start trying to train you. And either way, it's not about to work out. Too grown to train somebody you already need to know, and you ain't finna tell me Nathaniel. Right. Not cooperating. Communicate openly. All right, try to communicate with each other. Engage in honest conversations about your feelings and concerns. Use the I statements to express certain behaviors, to affect you, that has affected you, rather than placing the blame. For example, I feel hurt when you dismiss my opinions. Put it on yourself every time, okay? Talk about yourself and how you feel. Did they tell you that in counseling? Mm-hmm. I know that's like a counseling, thing right there. I feel blah, blah, blah when you do this. I feel like blah, blah, blah. Don't be placing the blame, because then people are going to get offended and they want to be defensive, and then the argument is going to keep going and no one is going to understand each other and ain't gonna come to a conclusion. Like nothing is gonna be resolved. All right. So just work on how you communicate. So your delivery, and be conscious of trying to just stay on how you feel, so they can understand how you feel and try to change that. Seek that understanding. Try to understand the root of the cause. That'd be my whole thing. People like to talk about what happened all after the fact and then blah, 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 blah. Baby, can we talk about why? Can we talk about how that even started? Can we talk about where that even stemmed from? People don't ever want to get to the root of the problem, but the root of the problem is where you need to get, so you can start from the root of the problem and work your way on out through that. All right, so please, and you can do that by going within. Some people don't know where to start. Some people don't know what's going on. They just know, baby, I just feel this way, and I've been feeling this way for so long. It's just so much, I don't even know where to start. So when you're feeling that way, you just need to go within, get quiet and sit down and just listen to yourself talk. When you talk to yourself and listen to yourself, you'll start answering yourself. You'll have some answers. You'll start having some feelings, and it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I felt that way. Like, that's been harboring inside of me for so long. And then, you'll start eventually get some answers and get some understanding about yourself. But, baby, please try to work on the root of that problem, because you work on the top part of the problem, whatever's causing it still going to come back up. It's like a pimple or something. How you bust that bump and you don't get all that stuff up out of there. And then that bump come right on back. Yeah, get it on. You got to get that on up out of there. Practice of self-care. Y'all already know that. So when you get stressed out by that man and that woman, when they over there ain't acting up and you need to get away, baby, please find that release. Please find that release, because don't release on them. You already see how they end up in tragedy. Don't release on them, baby. Go blow up in the car. Go blow up outside. Go blow up at the park. Go to the cigar bar and smoke your little something. Calm your nerves, all right? So practice that self-care and know how to get away from them situations when you in them. I know I be running. See, how you be when you be in them heated situations? You try to get on the way and calm your nerves before you blow up, or do you just blow up and then be like, all right, I done blew up. Now I'm sorry. Now I'm finna go and get away.
Yeah, no,
sometimes I blow up first and then be like, dang, I'm gonna get away now.
Yeah, no. Since counseling, I just think blowing up on adults is like the last thing I want to do. So I'm like the last straw.
Yeah, the last straw.
That's the last thing I want to do. I would rather just get away. I would rather just be quiet and get away and kind of collect my thoughts. Because again, I'm a firm believer of when you mad and drunk, you say what you've been really feeling the whole time, the whole relationship, the whole situation, or whatever. So I want to make sure I'm careful of what I'm saying and trying to get my point across. Because I also truly believe that people say stuff when they're angry just so they can get their point across, because they feel like that's the only time the person at that point is paying attention. But it's not, because you got to think about, I'm fussing, you fussing, you yelling, I'm yelling. We're not hearing what the actual problem is. So therefore, nothing is getting resolved.
And that just create more problems.
Like you said, having a whole 3-hour conversation about why the dishes wasn't washed before bed, but then at the end of the conversation, we're just like, all right, forget, don't worry about it. You don't care about it. You don't care about it. I don't care about it.
Yeah,
it never got resolved.
And then the part when you said about just saying stuff because they feel like that's when you're gonna pay attention, like people say those mean, crazy, outrageous things during those arguments. Yeah, because they feel like not necessarily you're gonna pay attention, but you ain't hearing me. Mm-hmm. Now you hear me now. You feel me now, don't you? You feel what I'm saying now. So it'd be like a verbal punch, a verbal, well, that's called verbal abuse, actually.
Right. And you have to have those mature conversations, and you have to be okay with somebody saying, hey, that's not right, or hey, I don't like how you said it, or hey, that wasn't done correctly. Can we do it this way? But I think a lot of times in relationships, when we hear those things, we then internalize that as I'm the problem. No, you're not the problem. The problem is the problem. So forget that I said, hey, the dishes weren't washed. I don't need you to internalize that as I'm saying, hey, you as my partner didn't wash the dishes. No, I'm just saying the dishes wasn't washed when we went to bed. We made a pact that we're going to make sure the dishes washed. Whether it was on you, whether it was on the kids, whether it was on anybody. The issue is the dishes has not been washed. The issue is not that I don't like my partner, or I don't care about my partner, or I'm mad with my partner. No, that's not that. But I think a lot of times in these relationships, that's what get misconstrued, because that's what's interpreted. That's all that person hear. When you break a problem, all they hear is, I am the problem, not the problem is the problem. So in to back on what you said, my whole thing is I'm just gonna shut up and I'm gonna leave. I'll go exit stage left, just so that, again, I know my breaking point. I know what I'm capable of, and I know that if this is not what I want to do and I'm not gonna be able to walk away from it, no, I ain't got nothing for you. I'm just gonna be quiet. Because if I say what I really want to say, you know what I mean, it ain't gonna be us no more.
Yeah, I feel like it's all about a way of finding a way to say it. So the delivery, and especially because I keep going back on the the Facebook couples situation, because in this situation, the boundaries.
It was no boundaries.
It
was no boundaries, and him below the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't do that in a relationship.
The boundaries, the antagonizing between each other, the bringing other people in the relationship, the Facebook Live, and then all of that together. Man, a recipe for disaster. No one was respecting each other. No one was taking each other serious. And this is what it led to. And why people stop playing with your relationship and putting it on Facebook? I just keep going back to that. That just keep making me mad. Stop playing with that and putting that junk out. Y'all think people care? People laughing at y'all. People laughing at y'all in y'all relationship and just talking about it. Y'all just another episode to watch on Facebook instead of Netflix and stuff. Why even do that? That junk was whack anyway. So then you just have extra outside influence. Y'all already mad, then you have the extra outside influence. It's just unnecessary. All of that, like, and I feel like it's all about being mature, man.
Right. And I feel like if you need another voice, because sometimes some relationships do need another voice, another ear, or whatever.
In private.
Then you in private, you maybe go get a aunt or somebody, or a counselor. If you don't want to use a family member, use a counselor. Use somebody who don't know either one of y'all to hear
a mediator.
A mediator. Yeah, a mediator. You hear a mediator. You get a mediator if that's what you guys need, because you feel like your point not getting across, and vice versa.
And then someone who licensed, someone who actually know what they talking about, and not just someone at home like, girl, you know what? You need someone who's going to give you some real advice, someone who's going to give you some advice on what to do and how to change and actually make a difference.
Was the guy drinking? The guy that on Facebook, was he drinking?
Not on live, not on the videos.
Was he drunk or intoxicated or anything like that?
It doesn't seem like it on the videos.
I don't think so. We don't think so.
I don't think so. It was really a snap, and then like what really made them snap when that last video. That's what I'm saying. Keep people out y'all business. Y'all on there. They were on there airing each other business out. She was like, don't make me talk about Snooty or whatever. He was like, bitch, I kill you. Bitch, I kill you. Like, ain't no telling what she finna say. Man, that man probably called a bot. Ain't no telling. And that's why other people say, stop pillow talking with these people. You know what I'm saying? And telling your business like that. First of all, you know what I'm saying? You do something like that, you just need to go on, slide that to the back of your memory and go on, repent to God. And you're like, bruh, y'all, I don't know what kind of beans she was finna spill. But it was not one to be played with. Like, he was like, don't even play with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. All this playing in people's face and all this thinking everything a game and all this, like, y'all need to learn how to respect each other, take each other serious, and know when someone about to crash out on you, stop playing with people. We're just... Protect yourself, baby. Stop playing with yourself. Someone said they finna kill you and crash out on you. Stop playing with yourself, baby. Get up out of there. What you still playing around for? And now you gone. Like,
and your kids here.
Nothing is a joke.
Your kids here, like,
my life ain't just not a joke.
Yeah,
like, this is not a joke. Some things are not to be played with. You need to know when to take things serious and when to stop playing with people. Like, stop pushing them buttons. Like, people just be asking for it sometimes. It's like all of that's just unfortunate, toxic situation that they apparently go through all the time. And now, it's the last. It was the last straw. It was the last time. Like,
and nobody's being held accountable for, because he said he killed himself. So the family got no peace. They don't have no. But you know what? I honestly probably believe that the family probably was just over. Because they said they fought all the time. I kind of believe that the family probably was just over.
And they were in shock from what the brother, from the brothers, they just thought this was just another time. They on here cutting up. Until when things actually happen, that's when everyone take things serious after it happened. After it happened, that's when everyone take things serious. After everything that hit the fan, after you've already been seeing the signs, everyone already been seeing it. But well, I mean, what can you do when you're telling them to leave? You can't make them leave. So what can you do?
Right.
Everything is just unfortunate. What can
My
you
sister
do?
said he had some brown liquor.
He may have, but it wasn't just the liquor that got him there. The roots, the behavior. Shoot, first of all, that spiritual junk was already like, that's already on some, man, that's already on some other junk. Like, it's like, it's like involuntarily sneezing when you can't help it. So it's like someone putting a root on you is like involuntarily, like stuff is happening to you and you ain't asking for it. And if you ain't protected, you can't necessarily stop it. Or if you are a little protected just by God's grace, it's just a something that's, you know, something that just keep happening. It's like a headache. Something just keep effing with me, you know, until you crash out. So it's like, all that is just, they went way too far. The root, the love spell, the behavior, all that just all led up to ultimately their demise. Don't play that root work, y'all.
I just don't understand
why
would the family even not want him to get money? Like,
they probably tried to keep the girl away, maybe trying to make the girl not be with him. But if he put a love spell, baby, that's, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't even know. If you want somebody to leave, go and talk to them, talk some sense to them. And if you think she got a spell on her, go and pray and be a protection over her. Baby, try to break the cord or something. Don't ever play back and forth with them roots, because like I said, baby, they coming to collect. If ain't happened what's supposed to happen, then they coming to collect. And that's just that. I advise y'all stay prayed up. Try to stay mature, work on your maturity, because growing up is a job. Growing up and trying to be mature in the mind is a job. I mean, it takes a lot of work. When you see people that have all that balance within themselves and have all that patience and have all that control, like I always talk about my brother. He always like the best one I see. Like, he can be so calm and not snap, and I'll be like, how did you not snap? Like, they got in a big accident in Mexico. I'm talking about a bad accident. My nephew head was bashed in, like people broke their leg, like it was tragic. My nephew had brain surgery. It was real bad, and bro stayed calm. Like, I don't even know how we do it, but just self-control, period. Work on controlling yourself, because control is power, and no one have power over you but you. So don't let nobody control you. Keep your power over yourself. All right, it's one-on-one. Time to check out. Y'all already know I like to leave y'all with some affirmations out here. I am bold and courageous.
I am bold and courageous.
I am the author of my life.
I am the author of my life.
I am divinely guided and protected.
I am divinely guided and protected.
Know that. Believe that, y'all.
Walk in it.
Please.
Walk in it. And don't let nobody, your boundaries is your boundaries.
Yes.
However, anybody want to twist it and turn it, you know, stand on your boundaries. Keep your boundaries your boundaries. You might have to lose a little bit, gain a little bit, however you want to do it. But those are your boundaries.
Yes.
And you be okay with that. Be okay with losing some people. Be okay with not settling. Be okay with it. If that's what your peace requires, do what your peace requires.
Yes.
And don't let nobody shame you on that.
Absolutely. And know that everything is happening for you and not to you. So when things happen, it's happening for you, baby. For you to evolve, elevate, move on, you know, all that stuff, you know.
And ladies, y'all are enough. You are enough. Like, you are most definitely enough. Regardless of what anybody say. Men too. Men, you are enough. We see you. Y'all, we are enough. Know that you are enough in what you're doing.
Right. And I know y'all be hating that king and queen, but for real, living that. I see you, king. I see you, queen. All right, embody that energy. Until next time. Wisdom Wednesday, vibing with Shay
and natural beauty in the flesh. See y'all next Wednesday.